Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar Dive into OT Security with Cotelligent. With great pleasure, I introduce our speakers for the session, Mr. Venugopal Kalwa and Mr. Puneet Srimalli. Venugopal Kalwa, Associate Director, Cyber Risk, Security and Governance, Cotelligent. He is an accomplished and results-driven cybersecurity and GRC leader. Venugopal Kalwa brings over 20 years of expertise in delivering innovative cybersecurity, managed security services, and GRC solutions across diverse industries and complex IT environments. Venugopal specializes in designing and implementing cutting-edge cybersecurity strategies, building robust capabilities, and optimizing technology infrastructures to enhance security and compliance. With a strong focus on OEM agnostic solutions, customizes approaches, and best in industry practices, he ensures the seamless delivery of managed SOC services and cybersecurity projects while adhering to the highest compliance standards at every stage. Drawing on a deep understanding of emerging technologies, industry standards, and evolving compliance requirements, Venugopal develops resilient cybersecurity and SOC strategies that align with organizational objectives. His commitment to continuous learning and innovation helps organizations stay ahead in the ever-evolving cybersecurity landscape. A passionate advocate for knowledge sharing, Venugopal actively engages with industry experts and peers, contributing valuable insights into managed SOC services and cybersecurity trends. He is dedicated to empowering the community with strategies and solutions that drive excellence in cybersecurity and governance. Welcome, Venugopal Kalwa, to the webinar. Next is Puneet Srimalli. He is a senior technical consultant in Netpolean. Puneet Srimalli is a senior technical consultant in Netpolean India with over 4 years of hands-on experience in the field of OT cybersecurity. Specializing in the protection of industrial systems and critical infrastructure, Puneet brings deep technical expertise in securing complex operational environments against evolving cyber threats. He has successfully deployed and managed a wide range of OT cybersecurity solutions, including Nozomi Networks, TX1 Networks, and Sage Security. His work focuses on ensuring robust security posture and operational resilience for organizations in sectors such as energy, manufacturing, and critical utilities. With a strong foundation in both technology implementation and threat mitigation strategies, Puneet is passionate about bridging the gap between IT and OT to deliver integrated future-ready security frameworks. Welcome, Puneet, to the webinar.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you.
Let's move on to Venugopal sir. Sir, over to you, sir.
Before we start, Rakesh, let us, have the directions about the questions, how to raise the chat during the discussion, and when we are going to take the questions.
So whoever has doubts, they can put down their questions in the chat or the Q&A session, which is available on the thing. And after the event, that is after the sessions and presentations, Venugopal sir or Vineet, they will be presenting it.
Okay. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you for that great introduction. And thank you, Puneet, and other team also joined with her as part of and contributing for this webinar. I appreciate all of the people who are taking time to do the registrations and make yourself available for this webinar. Interesting one, OT security, obviously, the emerging technologies, whatever in the OT, definitely requires protection from the cybersecurity threats. Okay, very interesting and challenging topic. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are into. So I would like to present this webinar with few slides sharing. So let me share my screen. Few slides for your easy understanding and also for the flow, explanation flow. Hope you can see my screen. Can any one of you confirm, Rakesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. Then today's webinar topic, dive into OT security with Cotelligent. Yep. So there are two webinar presenters here, myself, first part, and Puneet, as you are already heard so far. We are from different organizations at the moment, but we are a single team working towards the OT security always. Cotelligent India Private Limited, a TechDemocracy company, and also the Netpolean, along with our OEM partner, Nozomi Networks. Okay, so don't confuse about all these names. Okay, we'll introduce one by one slowly in the flow. And when it comes to the agenda of this webinar, it is planned for 40 minutes maximum. And depending upon the QA, it may extend some more time. So we want to make it very simple, not much complex, basically. And the audience, what we, the audience we targeted here is maybe from different sectors or with the different knowledge, levels as well. If you may be already into OT security, if you are just want to understand what is OT security basic knowledge. So considering all of that, I prepared these slides on the presentation webinar. It is not specific to any specific industry like pharmaceutical, MNC, airlines or anything. First, we want to take this OT security webinar at a very core level, very basic level. But it also touches each and every item in the OT security at this point of time. That's how we planned it. And in the future coming webinars on the OT security, we want to target specific use cases and to the specific industries as well. Okay, that is our plan. So the first two parts here, the introduction and about the OT security service, Cotelligent differentiators, I will take care of it. The item number 3 and 4, Najomi Networks OT security solutions, insights, and its value propositions, okay, would be taken care by the my co-presenter, Mr. Puneet Srimalli. Okay, so that is the agenda, very simple. So let me take on to the first topic. Maybe the first few slides are very repeating, maybe for few of you guys. Okay, just bear with us couple of minutes. I will stress more onto the OT security, and we'll discuss more onto the OT once we do the introduction. Okay, as we already mentioned, I am from Cotelligent India Private Limited. So we have 25 plus years of IT experience in the IT industry. We are offering various services, especially in the cybersecurity company. We are a cybersecurity boutique for that matter. And currently we are operating in the 4 countries: USA, Canada, India, and Philippines. Our state-of-art cybersecurity center is available in the Hyderabad. From there, we are providing all services, cybersecurity services, GRC services, IAM, and everything here from India. So then when it comes to our service portfolio, it is categorized into 4 verticals, very simple: cybersecurity, identity access management, GRC, and data governance. So when it comes to OT security, that comes under our cybersecurity portfolio. I take care of as a director for the cybersecurity practice, cybersecurity, GRC audit, and data governance teams. IAM, we have a different practice, and also very well experienced and enriched team is available with that. So the OT security comes under cybersecurity portfolio here. When you see the first vertical here, SOC as a service, we already heard about it, okay, and we are aware of it, and many people currently utilizing these services. That is the latest technology model, I can say, in the cybersecurity operations is concerned. OT security, VAPT, cybersecurity, we are end-to-end provider, all kinds of services from cybersecurity. Beside to that, the augmented services like GRC, data governance also we are going to provide from the Cotelligent India Private Limited. Then coming to SOC as a service. What is the SOC as a service? People who, as I mentioned, maybe I'm considering all the audience, maybe who doesn't have basic idea on few of the terminology here. I just want to take a few slides about it. So SOC as a service, what does it mean is the cybersecurity operations mean protecting your IT infrastructure, enterprise IT infrastructure from cybersecurity threats, and providing the compliance, providing the risk management. All these the core functionalities of cybersecurity provided as a service. Mean when it comes to provide a cybersecurity to a specific organization, what we required? We required tools, we required people, that SOC team, process should be in place, aligned with the various regulatory and standards. Then when it comes to overall governance, okay, having right models, right approach, methodologies for the overall enterprise security. So aligned with the enterprise security. So we required various components as part of cybersecurity operations in an organization. So when a service vendor like Cotelligent India Private Limited provides the technology, people, process, each and every component remotely is called SOC as a service. Okay, but end of the day, when it comes to a SOC center or SOC operations, whatever you see are the main targets. The overall objectives are the deliverables are the outcomes. I can say continuous 24/7 monitoring of your IT infrastructure, then threat hunting, detection, okay, and response around it, incident handling, compliance management. Okay, these are the main goals. Whatever we see, whatever we target, aim at any cybersecurity operations is concerned or SOC center is concerned. That is called SOC as a service. In that SOC as a service, there are three models available in the industry. Fully managed SOC mean everything is provided by the as I told, various components of tools, people, process, and everything is provided by a single vendor called fully managed service or SOC as a service. Just only the logs from your laptop, your server, firewalls, cloud applications need to be provided to the service vendor like Cotelligent India Private Limited, and we use various OEMs technologies, and we will alert the client about the various malicious incidents, cyber attacks happening along with analysis and remediations. The second model is co-managed. This is mostly suitable for federal government clients. Basically, they required on-premise technology. There we take care of the team, we take care of the process or any component of the overall SOC center. That is called co-managed. Okay, few components are from organization, a few are from us. The custom SOC services, that is the next level. You require a threat hunter, you require a forensics, you require a red teaming, okay, augmented services which are required. The associated services in your IT cybersecurity ecosystem, those are called customer service also we provide. So thanks for bearing with us. This is about the introduction of what are services we are offering and where we come up with this webinar on the OT security. Then moving on to actual topic here, OT security. Okay. So what is IT, OT, IoT? I just give briefly touch on that. IT mean it is covering your information technology. Sir, nothing but from your laptop to until your firewall, whatever you are having, web servers, whatever you used to do as part of wherever you are using computer systems. I can say simply your mobiles, your tabs, everything. So that is called IT. Basically, when it comes to OT, it is more closely connected to industrial sector, basically. So the OT actually, it is an industrial technology, okay, where we have industrial control systems, ICS, PLCs, RTUs, machinery, HMI. They are also electronic, electrical, and computer based devices, hardware devices, and having some software that is running on that. SCADA is a very old technology. I mean to say, since a long period, several decades, we see the PLCs, SCADA. Even when I'm doing my graduation, also I learned about the PLCs first time. So SCADA, all these systems are there in the industry from since a long time, and when it comes to providing cyber security for these devices, electronic, computer based or electric devices, is a very challenging compared to the IT security, where we are already matured and we have a lot of other where we see day to day and where we operate with our laptops, even the webinar happening with our laptop. Okay, so as such, so this OT security mainly targets towards the industrial IT assets, I can say. IT assets in the mean it doesn't mean only laptop servers. It mainly targets about industrial control systems, PLCs, SCADA, RTU, and many other systems. Okay, that is about OT security. I hope it is clear with this slide. Then, what is the major difference between IT and OT? Okay, so as I already briefed about it, basically, IT, by this time you got what is meant by IT, which we used to call IT devices, which we call OT devices. Then when it comes to IT and OT devices, what are the major differences? Here captured almost 10 points for compared to each of them, but I want to highlight few of the very important items here. Number one, how they are different. Okay, how IT and OT systems are different when it comes to cyber security perspective or connected to this topic. Okay, The operating systems and softwares, you see the point number 8 here, maybe the third one, last one here. We know very popularly the operating systems available are Microsoft Windows, Linux, nothing but Unix operating systems, and as much as possible, we have Mac, okay, Apple. So other than these three operating systems, we see very, very rare customized operating systems in the IT side. But when it comes to OT systems, the protocols are different, the operating systems are different, and maybe you guys are, unless you work in the OT security, unless you work in the industrial sector, you are not aware how many protocols all these things are available. So that is the one of the major challenge when it comes to cyber security. Number one, that's a major difference. At the same time, so the equipment life is also, as you see, 15 to 20 years, in the sense, once you establish the PLC, DCS systems, all these systems, they will continue for long time basically. But when it comes to protecting them, detecting the various cyber threats on those systems, always, it makes a majority of the times, same basically. And when it comes to the priorities, you see here, the bottom of the screen, IT priorities, wherever you Google it or wherever you see, what is the cyber security targets for? Okay, the cyber security always targets about data confidentiality, integrity, and asset availability, and data availability. Okay, whether you call it as assets, data, applications, whatever it is, the priorities, that is called CIA triad, always we used to say in the cyber security perspective. The target is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. CIA is the main priorities or the goals of your IT security. When it comes to OT security, it is same actually. Okay, you can forget about the safety here. I will talk about that one. When you see what is priorities here, they are also having the same three only. Okay, but the order, okay, the priority order will be different here. Availability is first, integrity is second, confidentiality is third. Okay, why it makes matters in an industry? The availability mean obviously the service uptime of your system, because of cyber threat or for any reason, the service uptime is compromised. It is down for even for a few minutes or a few hours. It directly impacts on the cost of the your productivity, and it matters a lot. That is the reason they made out of the OT priorities availability, asset visibility. They used to call as visibility as well. Okay, the asset visibility, availability is the first priority. Integrity of the products, all the systems need to work in correlation with each, or which are the products available in the entire ecosystem. That is called integrity. Okay, and confidentiality comes to OT security. Obviously, the data transfers between any two systems, or between two field, like from PLCs to SCADA system, PLC to DCS, and from there it comes to your IT systems. Okay, so the confidentiality always matters. The encryption methods, everything, it matters. So overall, to summarize, you see 10 points. You can, by this time, you can already read through basically. What I want to highlight here is OT security is a bit different in terms of the protocols, in terms of the various devices that are used in the industrial sector, and also the operating systems. You may not never heard about them, and the OT priorities are different. I mean to say the order is different. The same CIA triad here, but that is that comes in, availability comes in first and confidentiality comes in last as such. And on top of that, there are other priorities also. People will use to say the visibility is very, very important of the OT principal security and other things. Okay, this is the major difference between IT and OT priorities. When it comes to IT OT convergence, okay, my friend Mr. Puneet will talks about that. Okay, in the next slides as such. I just want to touch base what is OT security, what is its importance, and how Cotelligent is offering here. Okay, specific to technical part, specific to the use cases, USPs, and also our prominent product here, Najomi. Okay, OT security would be introduced by Puneet, and I will also chip into pitch into that. Yeah. Then I hope this is clear to the team. Okay, please post your questions in the chat. If you have anything, we'll try to take it up. Okay. Then when it comes to overall model, I hope you can see everything here. This won't go. more disabled. Fair enough. So whatever you see here, let me minimize the screen. Okay. So whatever you see this one, this is called IT/OT Purview model. Purview model means for every security, whether it is IT security or application security anywhere, there should be some kind of framework. There should be some kind of architecture to define, okay, how many layers are there, like what we used to call in IT security, CPP model, OSI model. Since our, graduation after post our SSC, okay, we keep on studying the same thing in our engineering. These are called TCP/IP model, OSI model. Like that, in OT security, we have some standard model is called Purview model. This is from PERA. This is also used to call PERA. Enterprise Purview University has proposed this, and the Purview, its full name is PERA actually. Okay, Purview Enterprise Architecture. Okay, this one reference architecture basically. So here you see more layers. 0, 1, total 5 layers are there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 3.5 and 4. Okay, and they try to merge it also. This is the model for IT/OT convergence model. Okay, where you see IT device as well. In the level 4, web servers, email servers, DNS servers, these are normally we used to call our IT systems, right? Then the jump servers, whatever come, the demilitarized zone is the actual integration between the IT and OT. That's where 3.5 it's called. Then level 3, level 2, level 1, level 0, all are connected to OT security layers. Okay, that's mean where your sensors are there in level 0. PLCs are there in the basic control, PLCs, RTs, everything. SCADA systems are there in the supervisory controls. Manufacturing comes into your historian IO servers. From there is a demilitarized zone. The merging zone will happen. Okay, between level, here between level 2 and level 3 as well. Then it merges into the IT security as well. This is called Purview model. To get basic knowledge on the OT security or a basic idea on how it works, Purview model is a prominent industry standard for that matter. Okay, don't confuse much with this. You will understand everything slowly in the next slides basically. Then the protocols. Maybe you heard about various protocols if you are technical and you are working with IT security since long time. What are the default protocols are the major frequently used protocols, that is ZPIP or UDP. Okay, and these kind of protocols, and we know Ethernet, we know physical control, switches, routers, whatever it is in the IT systems basically. But when it comes to physical, OT security, the protocols are different. Okay, they're not again TCP/IP, they are not again UDP. Here we have Modbus TCP protocols. There is Profibus. There is DNP distributed network protocols. Various protocols is involved here in this. Okay, so it's not much onto the technical side. Just I want to give the clear difference between what is an IT/OT security and where they will get into conversions, and what are the best services we are offering from the Cotelligent to cover both the areas. Okay, both IT and OT security services as from a single pane of glass or single infrastructure side basically. Okay, so whatever you see the devices that are distributed among 3 layers here, the protocols are also different. The operating systems that are available in these PLCs, RTUs, SCADA, all the systems are also different. They may be customized. Like if you take SCADA systems for Schneider Electric from the GE, they have their own custom built OSS operating systems. Okay, but the protocols also standard protocols are there. Okay, layer 0 have different protocols, layer 1 have different protocols, 2 and 3. We'll discuss on the technical sessions in future as such. But just for your idea, this is how IT and OT are different and how they merge it together. That is what I want to bring to your notice. Then what is the convergence here? Okay, so in order to provide cyber security, what we used to do in IT security, we have a SIM or some XDR tool where all the logs are ingested and it will trigger the alerts, and the alerts are triage analysis done by the SOC team, and they will provide the malicious incidents and report to the clients. That's how the operations happens. In similar manner, here also the logs will be received. the network flows will be received from all these devices which are there in the layer 0 to up to layer 3, basically. So these logs are ingested into different tools, not to our regular IBM QRadar SIM, Securonic SIM, or whatever we call other IT providers are there. Okay, various providers are there. So I don't want to take the names basically. That's not IT security SIM tool could not support OT security SIM operations, basically, what I am trying to highlight here. That is where we got a different other products. That is called, one of the prominent product is Najomi. Okay, Najomi is exclusively for the OT security. Then how this integration happens, the convergence happens. Once you have, let us example, one IT SIM available where you are ingesting logs from your IT devices, you can integrate, there is a app, there is a integration API calls between Najomi OT security SIM tool and IT SIM tool. You can integrate both of them such that when you see a alert, okay, the alert have the correlation and also have the single SOC team can able to do the SOC operations, whatever they're supposed to do for the IT security, OT security as well. That's where the convergence comes into picture, and the merging model. Okay, what you see the convergence model here, IT OT merging, the Purview model is also here. Okay, so even though there are different tools at this point of time, there is no single SIM tool that can ingest logs from both OT and IT devices, but there is an integration possible. And in the dashboard, you can see the alerts which are correlated based on the events from OT devices and also IT devices. Okay, that's where convergence comes into picture. And a single SOC center could be able to provide these operations from the Cotelligent. Then moving on to the use cases, where these OT use cases comes in. If you can take any alphabet, right from A to, you can take Z or Z, or W, A for airlines, okay, until W for water systems, okay, or G, whatever it is. So like that, for each alphabet, we have one industry by name, I can say, okay. Pharma industries are there, okay. And, so right from airlines until water systems, pharmaceuticals, utility power sectors, manufacturing, wherever manufacturing systems are there, including cement industries or wherever you are using PLCs, DCS, ICS control systems, the OT security comes into picture. Okay, let me tell you my experience. Of course, I'm going to conclude this in 2 minutes. Okay, that is the reason. In fact, a few years back, 5 years back or 6 years back, I was working in one of the organization in US. There, they are the manufacturers of the beer. There was a ransom attack happened. You know ransom attack, how serious it is. Ransom attack happened. And the ransom attack mean some attacker got the control of entire their IT system, IT enterprise IT, and they demanded ransom, basically. It is not a small single organization. It has 1 lakh employee organization. You can understand how much big infrastructure it has. And it operates in 20 countries. And the entire IT system was down because of ransom attack for almost 10 days. Entire IT was down. IT systems are down. They operated with manual operations. When we did the forensics and identified the root cause for this, surprisingly, the attacker entered into the system through a handheld device, a quality control handheld device to check a quality check. In the industry, being a manufacturing industry of the beer, there are PLCs, ICS are available. There, the foreman or whoever is the quality control, staff is there. They are provided with some handheld device to check the quality at various levels of the manufacturing. The quality controlling handheld device, quality checking handheld device, have a Windows 7 operating system. That Windows 7 is not properly patched. Okay, that operating system is not properly patched. Using that device, getting into the control of that one, he entered into the main servers of the automatic, the critical assets or the jewels of the IT infrastructure. When we see this reason, that alarms us basically how important OT security also need to be considered. He entered through OT security to your IT systems, and he shut down entire IT for the ransom. So that's where the OT security is very, very important nowadays. And obviously, the cybersecurity threats are also more because the patching is not that much active on in OT security on par with IT security. This is the real-time scenario I've seen basically, and that realizes to me also to, to be get interest on the OT security, learn about it, and work on this as such. Okay, but nowadays this is not a scenario at this point of time. We have very, very good products for the cybersecurity. Tools are concerned in the OT security. That is what we are going to introduce as part of this webinar today. And my friend Mr. Punit is going to be introduced about that product now. Okay, so having just to summarize here. Okay, so the OT security is no more a different one. Basically, it is a part and parts of every IT industry, and it is definitely required need to be merged with IT security, and both of them need to be having the convergence, having the proper SOC operations as a collectively as a single ecosystem, and it applies to each and every industry. That's what I want to bring to your notice with this my first part of this session. And the differentiators, when it comes to differentiators, as I mentioned, Cotelligent is fully equipped, and we have very good channel partnerships with the OEMs, and also we are providing the OT security operations to that OT security along with IT, and for us you can count on us, especially for the cybersecurity services, IAM, GRC, and the OT security services as a single vendor. Okay. Again, having multiple vendors for GRC, one vendor, VAPT, one vendor, IAM, one vendor. It is always a challenge basically. We are specialized in the cybersecurities. So OT security is also one of our prominent service and proven services in this area. And we are providing remote services at the same time, as I mentioned, hybrid model where we deploy the teams in the customer, depending upon the customer requirement and solutions as well. This is all about me at this point of time. I hope I could able to provide the summary on this, the basic idea about what is OT security. From this point, my friend Mr. Punit is going to be taken care. Punit, are you ready? Punit?
Yeah, guys. Yeah. Hi. So let me just on my video and share my screen. Right. So yeah. So thank you, Vinu sir. So I think we have clearly understood the way you have explained on regarding what we say, how what is OT infrastructure, how OT and IT are different from each other, and regarding the explaining on the IT OT convergence, right? So let us now understand, like we have understood what is the OT, what is the IT network looks like, how the OT and IT are different, how the OT are segregated in the Purview model, right? So now let us understand what kind of attacks might just let me put yeah, right. So just let me take you with few examples, the attacks which has happened globally and in India as well, right? So you might would have heard about some malware attacks which has happened earlier, right? That is Stuxnet, InDestroyer, Revil, DarkSide, or Hevex, whatever we call, right? So if I talk about any one particular attack, that is, let me take an example of InDestroyer, right? So what it was actually in a Ukraine power grid attack has happened around like what we say around 2012, right? What had happened? Just a Trojan file found due to which there was a malform happened in the PLCs, due to which there was complete shutdown in a Ukraine power grid, right? Due to which they were not, there was a complete shutdown, right? So this kind of attacks were happening earlier also. People now, if I talk about OT cybersecurity perspective, people never spoke about OT cybersecurity. It's happening from past 4 to 5 years. We're listening OT cybersecurity, but before, no one even used to think about OT cybersecurity. They used to just have a firewall, isolate the OT and IT network, and we are pretty much safe. But still, the attacks were happening due to hackers or due to human behavior or human error, right? One of the example is the Bhopal gas incident which had happened, right? what had happened due to what we say, they couldn't monitor the change happening or the deviation happening in their infrastructure, and there was a complete radiation exposed in the environment, due to which many human health got compromised, right? So OT being, as Venu sir also said in the CIA trade slide, right? In the OT, the availability of the device is very much important, and a slight modification, slight change could be a huge production loss, or it would compromise the human health, right? Let me take you with a few other scenarios as well, right? One of the attacks which had happened in the Renault Nissan, right? In around 2017, they experienced a cyber attack which compromised due to the WannaCry ransomware. Around 5 sites globally, it could be in Inland, France, Slovenia, Romania, and India, right? There was a vulnerability in the loophole in their Windows XP, due to which the hacker got the access, and the Wana ransomware crash was injected in their infrastructure, and hundreds of systems were attacked. Now, other challenge in the OT infrastructure is what, that still they are using legacy devices, and many devices they are using which are not able to be patched, they are end of life. So as we could see in the slides, when you said like around 15 to 20 years, they have life cycles, right? Still many people, now we are using Windows 11 in an IT infrastructure, but still in many OT infrastructure, they're using Windows XP, and they have so many vulnerabilities. In the OT workstation, they're not going to have any antivirus installed or any agents installed. So now people are getting targeted. Now they're moving into OT cybersecurity, which we'll be discussing in upcoming slide. One of other attack which happened around like October in, I think, 2023 or 22, right? What, there was a complete shutdown in again in the Mumbai, complete Maharashtra region, right? There's a complete massive grid failure, right? Around like there is a report being generated that shows that around 14 Trojan horses, around 8 GB of unaccounted data was found, right? So it's very now being critical. People are saying that we are isolated. The OT infrastructure, the customers are saying we are isolated, but still the attacks are happening. Why? Because they are not able to monitor what is the loophole, where the hacker are getting access. Is my network segmented properly? So they're not having the visibility of those things. So how we are going to have it, we are going to discuss in upcoming slides, right? Another attack which I want to showcase is like the Kakinada gas gailing accident, right? There was a, as you know, like many gas pipeline are in beside the road, right? They're not able to monitor if any deviation is happening, any leakage is happening. How they are going to monitor? Because gas pipeline is going to be in huge geographical location. Sitting in one control center, monitor everything without having any monitor solution, it's very difficult for them. So now it's a high time that customers, it could be of any verticals, whether manufacturing, pharma, power industries, oil and gas industries, they need to monitor the OT network. Just having an isolated network or just having an what we say firewall installed in the level 3 network, we are safe? No, we are not. We need to monitor till level 1 from the Purdue level model, right? Where what is happening and all, right? So recommendation, if you ask, right, what is to be done, right? First of all, in the OT infrastructure, right, regularly conducting the risk assessment to identify where could be the vulnerabilities. We don't have to wait till the attacks happen. We need to be prepared before. We need to check, is our network secure? Are there any vulnerabilities? Are there any loopholes and all, right? We need to monitor those things. We need to have a standard cybersecurity frameworks and we need to adopt. It could be IC 62443 NIST framework, right? So we need to have a compliance supporting to the cybersecurity framework. As you know, IT infrastructure, people are very much aware what is the networking, what is the solutions, what are the vulnerabilities. But if I talk about the OT infrastructure, it would be having an what we say engineer, right? Whose job would be like just to on the machine, off the machine. That's his job. He won't understand the criticality, unauthorized access, connecting the malicious USB, or what we say, just connecting to the Wi-Fi device, anything, or giving access to someone else. So what could be the vulnerabilities? What are the virus, right? They might not have the awareness. So we need to conduct regular training sessions to enhance the OT cybersecurity awareness for the OT employees, focusing on the human factor, which could be weakest link in the cybersecurity. Like one of the example which I said earlier, the Bhopal gas incident, and having a proper incident response plan, right? We need to develop and maintain an incident response if any cyber incidents are going to happen. Like learning from others, like we showed about a Maharashtra what we say, the shutdown which had happened in the power grid or the Renault Nissan attack, we need to have a proper, if this kind of attack happens, generating the playbooks, assigning the playbooks to the alerts, we need to be prepared before. And we need to have a cyber security solution for the OT itself. It's not like one solution. Cyber security is very vast. I could see somehow some gentleman had put a question like, on the basis of body level, what kind of solutions we need to have. It totally depends, right? You want to monitor, we could have an IDS solution. You want to take an action for that any incident happening, we could have an IPS solution. Providing an authorized or access, we could have SRS solution. Monitoring all the incidents from one particular SOC center, we can integrate with a SIM solution. Installing any unauthorized access to the device, letting customers install the agents on the particular workstation. It totally depends. It could be IDS, firewalls, SRA solution, SIM solution, right? It's a very vast, right? They ensure that all the third party, what we say, the third party vendor, right? So we need to be vendor agnostic solution, right? Because OT, the more main challenge is that there are different OT vendors. They have different vendors for PLCs, RTUs, relays, and all, right? All these devices are understood by so and so vendor itself, right? So we need to have a solution which understand this vendor, right? And we need, as I said, we need to comply with the national and international cybersecurity guidelines. So you might ask on it, fine. So how we are going to achieve this, right? So how shall I monitor what is happening my infrastructure or what and all is happening, right? So for that, we need to have a monitoring solution. Like what we are going to talk about is the Nozomi networks, which is an IDS intrusion detection system and a passive solution, right? So just let me take you to the slide, right? So it is a US based company, right? It has a headquarter in Switzerland, right? So it is the ideal solution and the passive and vendor agnostic solution. What do you mean by passive, right? It will not, as I said earlier, as Venu sir said that OT network need to be keep on learning, keep on what we say available. As per the CI trend, the availability of the devices need to be there. So many of the OT customers are hesitating that if I install any solution, will it stop my network? Will it stop my production? Right? Will it have any impact on those things? Right? So for those things, we need to be pretty much aware, right? Nozomi is not going to stop or mitigate anything, right? It is a passive solution which provides you the visibility, detection, and a response to the particular detection what is happening. So we have a different solution like Guardian, Guardian Air, Arc, Remote Collector, Vantage. All these are the solutions which provides you the security for the different Purdue level, right? So what I will do, rather explaining you the solution, I will take you to the architecture, the Purdue level architecture, where we sit, what kind of form factors we support, and all those things. Okay, so that we need, I'm going to show you in the upcoming slide. So here you can see, right, this is a Purdue level model example. So our Nozomi's core solution is a Guardian solution, right? So what it comes in different form factors. It comes in hardware. It comes in what we say, it could be deployed on the virtual infrastructure and all, right? So where we sit basically. So as I said, it's a passive solution. The information what it captures on basis of that, it does the DPI. It captures the span information, does the DPI and DP, that is deep packet inspection and deep packet analysis, and it's going to convert the span data into metadata, right? It will get all the information about the devices, what and all devices are connected, what are the IP address, MAC address, what are the throughput, everything, right? So it creates and give you the asset inventory, network visualization. Everything it's going to provide you over here, right? So once it does the DPI, then the Guardian is put into learning mode. What is this learning mode? To understand the behavioral analysis of the devices. So because there could be an anomaly happening, some devices are start to malfunctioning, or the process level 0 devices are malfunctioning, how to monitor those things. So you, during the learning mode, it creates a baseline. And in this baseline, apart from anything, is there any deviation is happening, it is going to alert in the protection mode, right? With this, Nozomi Guardian has a threat intelligence where Nozomi R&D push the threat signatures, vulnerability CVE files to detect the threats, malicious threats on basis of signatures such as Yara rule, packet rule, sticks indicator, and to detect the vulnerabilities which is updated on NVIDIA database. With this, Nozomi is also tied up with the mandate third-party threat intelligence to get a more advanced information or latest trends, right? And with the passive monitoring, you might ask, Puneet, okay, does Nozomi does only passive monitoring? If required, can we do active monitoring? Yes. For that, we have a licensing known as smart polling. So Guardian, with help of smart polling, it does the active monitoring, and with help of threat intelligence, it detects the threats, vulnerabilities, and with the help of asset intelligence, it gets the latest update of new devices, new protocols introduced, and all the what we say end of life, end of support details and all. So this is the one solution what Nozomi provides, right? But what if customer have a huge geographical location? There are different networks in different location. Installing every sensor in different location would be a tedious, won't be an optimized solution, right? For that, we have another solution known as remote collector. What it does, if any sub there are, like for example, let me take a power vertical. There have different substations are there, right? And each substation installing the Guardian won't be an optimized solution. So we can install the remote collector. As substations are connected to an control center, so the remote collector, what it will do, it will capture the data and send to the Guardian. So remote collector, it acts as a packet forwarder. It will just capture the data and send to the Guardian. Now you will ask, and it will not have any dashboard, any threat intelligence, anything. Everything is done on the Guardian end. Okay. With this, if anyone customer want to monitor anything like from the endpoint level, this is the network monitoring tool what we have. We are monitoring the data from the network level. If you want to monitor from an endpoint, that it does Nozomi has a feasibility to install any agent if required. Yes, we have an arc sensor. By having an arc sensor, what it does, it is installed on a workstation, right? It will support Windows, Mac, Linux, and any devices communicating to workstation. It will send the data directly to the Guardian for the data analysis. With this, it will also does USB monitoring, more vulnerability accurate details, software related softwares installed on the devices, hotfix installed on the devices. All this information are not going to come in the passive monitoring. So to do the active or to get the information from and what we say and like from the directly from the endpoint, we have an arc sensor. Now, let us understand if there are different dashboards, like means if there are multiple Guardians installed and customer want to monitor or you want to monitor it from one single location. For that, we have a CMC, that is Central Management Console. Using CMC, we are going to monitor what we say from a single control center. We can monitor multiple Guardian dashboard. With this, to firmware update, to push the thread signatures also, we can directly push it from one CMC. We don't have to access to the multiple Guardian and all. Because for example, just imagine if any client has around like 100 Guardians, right? And does he need to do every updates on the Guardian individual logging? No, from the CMC also it is possible. And if they want a cloud-based solution, we have a Vantage solution also, right? With this, Nozomi released a new device known as Guardian Air as well, right? So it captures the information from wireless technology routers, such as Bluetooth, drone technologies, and all. So by this, the Nozomi provides you the visibility, passive monitoring, active monitoring, network level monitoring, and monitoring from the endpoint level using the arc sensors. It does the traffic monitoring also and level 0 process monitoring, right? With this, it has a few tools such as time machine. What does it does? Like if, for example, if the engineer at the site couldn't visit the site last week, so can he monitor the dashboard of the last week? Yes, he can. And he can compare the data from last week to today's week, any changes happened. He can generate the dashboard, he can customize the dashboard. You can even, if you want, you can assign a playbook to the alerts. If any alerts is being generated, what action has to be taken care, we can generate. We can generate our own query, get the output, generate the reports also. So this is what the Nozomi helps you to achieve the visibility, threat detection, anomaly detection, and vulnerability management in a passive as well as the active monitoring. So that's it with my slides on the Nozomi networks and on the OT part. So if any query you guys have, I'm happy to answer.
Yeah, we have quite a few questions, this thing. First one is, what should be the security to be implemented in Purdue model?
Okay. Puneet, let me answer
Yeah,
that
I will
one.
take this question, right?
You'll take?
So,
Yeah.
yeah, Naya. So your question is, what is the security? Just let me read it. Yeah, what is the security is to be implemented at each rail? It totally depends on the use cases, Naya, right? For example, let me take you few scenario or few use cases, right? For example, a customer says, I'm not going to allow to install any device, any agents. I just want it to be isolated from my IT and OT. So what they basically do, they have a firewall in the level 3, right? But if customer or if a client wants like, no, Puneet, I want more deep dive visibility, right? So if I install any Nozomi solution in level 3, will I be able to monitor OT network? Yes, you can. But you might not get the information about the level 1 PLC devices and all. So that time you have to deploy a solution or a solution like Nozomi in between level 1 and level 2 so that you get a granular level of visibility of what is happening in an OT network, right? And if customer wants to monitor on the endpoint level, they can install on the agents. It totally depends on the use case to use case. If they want a segmentation, they can go at level 3. They want a micro segmentation, they could go in between level 1 and level 2. Basically, the security starts from the level 1 of the OT network. Yeah.
Yeah, Rakesh, would you like to take the second question? I hope it answers.
Yes. So the next question is,
You want to open the mic to
what?
the people?
What? Yeah, maybe I will ask him, but I'm not sure who has asked the question actually. So
No, in Q&A they have asked. Okay.
it's all anonymous attendees, so that's what.
Yeah.
The first question is,
So I think
what should be the security to be implemented in Purdue model? That's the first question.
that answer the first question which I answered to the Nair, right?
Okay.
So it totally
Mhm.
depends on the per day level. From level 1 till level 5, you can go. It totally depends on the use case to use case. You are monitoring at the OT PLC level, you need to have a solution deployed in between level 1 and level 2. You are just having the segmentation, you need to have a level, you can install at the level 3. Totally depends on the use case to use case, right? And I think Nair have put one more question, that is, does Nozomi solution provide the micro segmentation? No, Nozomi doesn't provide you the micro segmentation, but Nozomi provides you the visibility which helps you to get whether your network is micro segmented or not properly. So by the feature known as zone configuration, you can do the zone configuration on the basis of subnet. If any unidentified subnet is been connected, it will show as undefined. So by the visibility what Nozomi provides, you can get a micro segment. You can use any tool such as an IDS tool or my firewall to do the micro segmentation over here. Okay, and I think this is the second question. With IT and OT convergence happening, is there any single security solution which caters to both IT and OT? So to answer this question, let me tell you, one solution might not be able to suffice all the things. There are different solutions we have. We have IDS, we have IPS, we have SRA, we have firewalls, we have NMS, we have what we say SIM solution, right? But as IT OT convergence is happening, so having a SIM solution, right? So what the solution like Nozomi, what it does, it sends the incidents, the alerts being generated to your SIM solution, which understands the IT alert. But to understand the OT incident, they need a solution. So by integrating with multiple solution, yes, you can have a one single solution, but that one single solution will not able to suffice all the use cases what you have. But talking about IT OT convergence, you need to have a SIM solution which can integrate with an IT as well as an OT solutions over here. What is the best single SIM solution for IT and OT? There's nothing like best single SIM solution. We have good solutions like Logarithm, IBM QRadar, Splunk. You are rather asking the question, what is the best single SIM solution for IT and OT? You need to understand that the SIM solution understands the OT incidents, or they can integrate with the OT solution. That would be the question. So that would be, if any SIM solution which is integrated into an OT solution, it could be Nozomi or any other of our friendly competitors. That would be your answer. What is the best OT system monitoring tool, Cisco Cyber Vision or any product? So it's a hypothetical question. We might not be able to tell you, right, which is the best OT system monitoring tool. It totally depends on the use case, on the way of platform scalability, what it provides. But I can tell you on the basis of Nozomi, how it is better compared to our competitors is that it supports multiple form factors. We could have a hardware solution. We could deploy it on a virtual solutions, right? We could even deploy it on the cloud. We can monitor the passively as well as active monitoring. We are monitoring from the network level as from the endpoint level. You're either asking, you need to ask the question, which is the OT solution which understands the OT protocols more. So Nozomi is the one of the leader solution, which was recently certified as a Gartner leader, right, in the CDP platform, right, cyber detection platform, cyber physical detection platform, CPD, right? So it has a platform scalability, right? Uh, and what we say, it has more advanced threat intelligence. It has a link with a third party, that is Mandiant, to get more threat detection. Sorry. No, the engineers, I think there's a miscommunication. I didn't say that the engineer's job is only to on or off, but there are certain engineers whose job, like in the OT infrastructure, there are many level of engineers, level 1, level 2, or level 3, right? But there are some engineers whose job is to just to check the PLCs or check the RTUs, right? They might not have the information regarding the vulnerabilities or threats or anything, right? So for that reason, that was the thing I said. We need to aware them the cybersecurity awareness on those things. Okay. Okay, next question is, how do you assess and prioritize vulnerability in the legacy OT systems that cannot be patched without operational downtime? Yes, absolutely. Without the operational downtime, we can't patch the vulnerabilities, but the customers won't be having an information about what we say, what we say that they don't have the visibility, what are the vulnerabilities and all, right? So to get a solution which provides you in detailed vulnerabilities, what could be the mitigation step? The Nozomi provides you a vendor reference. For example, it's a ABC vendor device. It will provide an ABC vendor link that what are the vulnerabilities, whether it could be patched or it is the UL. It will provide you the detailed visibility of that vulnerability. Then the customer or the client can take on the basis of management call whether we how to patch, because patching the vulnerabilities, they need to contact the vendor, they need to show them the report, these are the vulnerabilities and how we can patch. Yeah.
We have one more
that's-
question, Puneet.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the advantage of Nozomi over your competitor?
Okay, so as I said in few minutes back, right? Nozomi is a platform scalability, first point. It supports physical sensor, virtual-based deployment, cloud-based deployment, first thing, right? If you want to install Nozomi for complete air-gap network where there is no internet provided, we support a complete air-gap network. We support a complete cloud-based deployment network also, right? We monitor from the level 1 and we do monitor from level 0 process variable till the level 5 network, right? And the level of protocols, because to understand what is happening in the OT infrastructure, we need to understand what we say, what are the protocols, because on the basis of protocols only we can see what is happening in the infrastructure. So Nozomi have a vast range of understanding the OT protocols of different OT vendors. Or if any vendors which is recently founded or any local vendor, still Nozomi detects those devices, but it would be categorized into an other protocol or other device. It won't have a name. It won't have much information, but using the API integration or the protocol parsers, we can understand those devices and the protocols as well.
Okay, yeah, thanks for taking all the questions and given the descriptive answer, Puneet, basically. And your presentation is also very nice, basically. So just for the forum for the attendees purpose, basically, I see full house is there and they could able to continue complete 1 hour. Bear with us. Thanks for your time and everything, guys. This is, as I mentioned now, the agenda is targeted towards to introduce about the OT security services providing as a team with the Cotelligent, Netpolean, Nozomi as a single team, basically. If you are interested to know anything about like Nozomi USPs, Nozomi use cases, or anything about OT security exclusively, please reach out to Rakesh, whose email ID is available, or reach out to me or Puneet. We are very much happy, okay, to have a one-to-one session, or otherwise also we are planning to have an exclusive Nozomi use case from the OEM side directly. Some next webinar on that, okay, taking 2-3 real-time use cases so that you can get more visibility on the Nozomi product. But this one is not specific to a product, just to introduce the prominent product which we are which we are using as part of our OT services. That is the thing. But at the same time, maybe you can observe in the overall when you search in anywhere, the lion's share in the OT security SIM market, as Puneet already mentioned, is in a Gartner recognized product. Najomi got the lion's share in the IT industry OT security at this point of time. So that is the reason, and also we have the partnership with them as well. That is the reason we are highlighting that. So if you require any kind of one-to-one session on the product side, or maybe OT security question side, anything, even to the slides also, do reach us, either Rakesh or to me. Okay, we'll try to provide you. We are very much happy to part of your OT security journey and ensure you have a proper cyber security in place. Okay, very unfortunately, there is no single product or single tool to cover both of them. But still, when it comes to cyber security protection or the goals are achieving, IT and OT have both of them have the same thing. Okay. Yeah, Rakesh, please share your contact email ID, my ID, and Puneet as well, so that they can able to reach us. That
Okay.
makes sense, Rakesh?
Yeah, it makes sense. Presently, I've also shared the marketing ID. Plus, I will
Mhm.
share our contact details also.
Yes, please. Yeah. Yeah. With that, I want to conclude this session. It's already 1 hour. Okay. Back to you, Rakesh.
Thank you, everyone. Mr. Vinesh, we'll get back to you. So I will send an email ID. As we have your email, we will get back to you with the things. So in that, we will provide the email ID of myself, Mr. Venugopal, and Puneet also. Thank you everyone for attending this webinar, and thank you hosts, panelists, for making this a great session. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Puneet and team Yugandhar, everyone who joined and contributed to this.
Thank you, Venuji. Thank you, Rakesh ji. Thank you, Puneet bro.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.